In the hidden, ruthless corridors of professional basketball, a staggering, multi-million-dollar shadow economy operates with zero oversight, far beyond the sanitized illusions of salaries and collective bargaining agreements that the mainstream media endlessly parades. This is an empire powered by proximity, influence, and the raw gravitational pull of a single unstoppable athlete, a phenomenon so potent that it warps the financial landscape around her. And yet, remarkably, the real mastermind does not occupy the spotlight. Enter Sophie Cunningham, a secondary role player turned strategic juggernaut who has executed the most audacious corporate heist in WNBA history, not by demanding the highest salary or chasing MVP accolades, but by meticulously weaponizing her association with the league's ultimate asset, Caitlin Clark. This is not a story of casual sports glory. This is a tale of boardroom domination, calculated physical intervention, and monetized loyalty on a scale so unprecedented that it rewrites the rulebook for athletes, franchises, and sponsors alike. Every camera in Indianapolis, every network feed, every global sponsor's lens was calibrated to this reality, and Cunningham entered that ecosystem with surgical precision, understanding that the only path to astronomical wealth was to unconditionally protect the franchise's primary economic engine. When opposing teams deployed aggressive, borderline malicious strategies to intimidate and destabilize Clark, Cunningham responded instantly, physically shielding the billion-dollar investment with fearless precision, transforming what would be a standard defensive play into a viral sensation that obliterated social media algorithms and vaulted her personal brand into the stratosphere. This was the enforcer tax, but in the modern attention economy, it was also an unprecedented digital currency, instantly translating physical loyalty into global influence, social media clout, and tangible corporate power. The mechanics of her rise are brutal, unflinching, and ruthlessly mathematical. She turned $100,000 on a veteran minimum contract into a leverage explosion, strategically aligning with corporate sponsors like Marriott Bonvoy to launch high-profile, multi-episode campaigns, securing boardroom influence usually reserved for MVP superstars without ever having been one herself on the court. Cunningham understood with surgical clarity that the true value of professional sports is not measured in points or rebounds but in the monetization of attention, influence, and unwavering loyalty, and she executed with a precision that every executive, agent, and free agent across the WNBA is now studying obsessively. The Fever locker room is no longer merely a team environment. It is a hypercharged, cutthroat, corporate battlefield where role players and stars alike must navigate loyalty, visibility, and leverage with the cold calculation of a Wall Street strategist, knowing that a single misstep could spell the difference between global financial domination and catastrophic irrelevance. Every transaction, every defensive screen, every off-court social media interaction has become a calculated move in a multi-billion-dollar game where the stakes are measured in sponsorship dollars, viral impressions, and long-term economic positioning. Cunningham did not just play basketball. She authored a blueprint for modern sports capitalism, demonstrating how proximity to a generational talent can be monetized into a financial machine, proving to every athlete that the court is only the first layer of a sophisticated, highly profitable ecosystem where influence, loyalty, and strategic foresight are far more valuable than individual statistics or fleeting accolades. Now, as free agency looms and the WNBA salary cap has exploded into unprecedented territory, the full magnitude of Cunningham's strategy becomes terrifyingly clear. The Indiana Fever front office is facing an existential financial puzzle, a high-stakes minefield where every decision can create irreversible consequences. With the new collective bargaining agreement inflating the salary cap to $7 million, they are staring directly into the possibility of catastrophic overextension, forced to navigate between retaining Cunningham, the ultimate enforcer, floor spacer, and locker room anchor, and preserving flexibility to secure future stars, including Clark and Boston. This is a war room scenario where calculations are ruthless, unflinching, and merciless. Every potential contract must be dissected with the precision of a corporate auditor evaluating multi-billion-dollar acquisitions. Free agents are circling, salivating at the opportunity to hijack the ultimate Caitlin Clark proximity multiplier, and the entire league is now acutely aware that the Fever represent the most valuable economic hub in professional sports. Cunningham's blueprint has ignited a frenzy where self-interested athletes arrive not to contribute to team chemistry or chase championships but to exploit a proven financial engine for personal gain, aiming to secure social media followings, corporate endorsements, and lifestyle brand deals without adhering to the rigorous on-court hierarchy required to maintain the delicate balance. The front office must now meticulously vet every candidate with a ruthless lens, filtering out mercenaries disguised as team players while simultaneously balancing salary cap logistics that grow exponentially more complex with each passing second. This is corporate warfare disguised as basketball, a hyper-efficient battlefield where every miscalculation, every overpayment to a toxic veteran or failure to secure a loyal role player, risks obliterating the Fever's competitive window and squandering the prime years of generational talent. Rival executives and expansion teams are circling, armed with empty cap space, ready to poach Cunningham with lucrative offers that could destabilize the entire franchise ecosystem. And the Fever management has exactly one offseason to demonstrate elite executive acumen, to execute a financial strategy that preserves loyalty, secures talent, and maximizes the monetization of attention in a rapidly evolving sports economy. The new reality is unforgiving. Patience and politeness are dead, replaced by brutal, hyper-efficient corporate aggression where digital influence, sponsorship alignment, and locker room allegiance are the true metrics of value. The stakes could not be higher, the calculus could not be more brutal, and the entire league is watching as Indiana must maneuver with surgical precision, executing a flawless combination of talent retention, contract negotiation, and corporate foresight to survive and thrive in this new era. Every social media post, every defensive rotation, every sponsorship alignment is a weapon in this ruthless financial war, and only those capable of mastering both the on-court and off-court economies will emerge victorious. The Fever's next moves will redefine the WNBA landscape, proving whether they can sustain a dynasty built on loyalty, strategy, and unparalleled market intelligence, or whether the league will witness a violent redistribution of talent and influence as competitors exploit the exposed blueprint Cunningham created, forever altering the economic power dynamics in women's professional basketball. Failure is not an option. The very future of franchise economics, locker room authority, and the monetization of influence hangs in the B. In the shadowy, cutthroat underworld of professional basketball, there exists a sprawling, invisible, multi-million-dollar economy that operates far beyond the glitzy salary figures, collective bargaining agreements, and manufactured narratives that the mainstream sports media endlessly peddles. This is not about points scored, MVP trophies, or even the meticulous strategies drawn up by coaches on whiteboards. It is a ruthless, highly monetized, hyper-efficient corporate ecosystem that rewards absolute strategic foresight, proximity, and unshakable loyalty to the ultimate economic engine. At the very center of this intricate financial machine is Sophie Cunningham, a secondary role player whose ascent is a blueprint of unprecedented strategic precision and unflinching corporate cunning. She did not demand maximum money from her general manager. She did not chase headlines or attempt to dominate the scoring charts. Instead, she identified the single most powerful, globally influential asset in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, and weaponized proximity to this unprecedented audience with the efficiency of a Wall Street hedge fund. Every camera angle, every broadcast feed, every digital algorithmic spike was already attuned to Clark's presence, and Cunningham entered this environment not as a passive player, but as a meticulously calculated force of monetization, brand amplification, and strategic protection. The moment opposing teams deployed toxic, borderline malicious defensive schemes aimed at destabilizing Clark, Cunningham responded with uncompromising physical assertiveness, shielding the billion-dollar investment in real time and converting what should have been a standard defensive maneuver into a viral, globally recognized act of loyalty and influence.